Do you think kung makapasa kami ng batas ng death penalty para sa mga corrupt na politiko at mga government officials, ikaw matatakot ka kaya na inamin mo na kanina na may kasalanan ka? Ngayon, kung meron tayong existing na batas na bitayin ka kapag ikaw ay nahuli, magawa mo kaya yung nagawa mo ngayon?
Palagay ko po, maraming matatakot talaga doon at hindi ko po masasabi, Mr. Chair, na mawawala po totally. Pero tsak pong mababawasan.
So, mas maganda meron tayong death penalty. O yun, coming from the horse's mouth, Mr. Chair, na umamin na siya, nagkakasala, gumawa siya ng kalukuhan, pero kung meron tayong death penalty, hindi niya gagawin yun dahil matakot siya.
Senator Bato, halimbawa papiliin ka, makulong sa Muntinlupa na habang buhay sa death penalty, anong piliin mo? Considering the living condition sa Muntinlupa, palagi ko piliin pa ang death penalty.
Sir, pipiliin ko Muntinlupa. Enjoying sa Muntinlupa, pwede ka pa magdegosyo doon. Pwede ka pa magdegosyo. Iba nga doon, negosyo lang siya po eh. Drug lord pa rin hanggang ngayon. Ando sa Muntinlupa. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I move to strike out that statement of Senator De La Rosa.
Mr. Chairman, may
Hindi,
oras
teka
pa.
muna, Mr.
Ordered.
Senator Aquino, just want, dun lang sa point na yun, I'm sorry. So, pinag-uusapan namin nila Senator Marcoleta alisin yung district, yung DEO, gawing regional. It's a lot better than what we have now, hindi po ba?
Mr. Chair,
We will formulate a law to that effect, restructuring the DPWH.
Mr. Chair, may I po, nung una po ang narinig ko region ang aalisin at district ang ititira. Pero ngayon po, doon po sa proposal nyo, Mr. Chair, Mr. President, gawin pong region and district. So ngayon ko lang din po narinig yan. But ang mahirapan po tayo dyan, yung pagka po nasa regional, iisa lang po ang opisina noon, ang dami po ng distrito Baka po mahirapan to really come up with the ano po ng bawat district to attend to the needs of every district. Masyado pong malawak ang isang regional.
Interject, Mr. Chair. Kaya po pinopropose ni Senate President, talaga pong nag-uusap kami na yung mga DEOs na lang alisin. Kasi po ang nag-a-appoint sa inyo yung mga congressmen. Kahit anong iutos sa inyo ng congressman, wala po kayong magagawa. Sunod-suran po kayo ng congressman. Makapangyarihan po talaga. At pagka hindi nyo sinunod, patatransfer kayo sa ibang lugar. Kaya nakukurap po talaga Mr. President, meron po pong isa. Payagan natin sa ating tuntunin. Huwag na nating bibigyan ng pagkakataon ng congressman o senador na maglista pa tayo.
Yun.
Doon nagmumula yun
Dapat.
O kung wala maglilista, pabayaan na lang natin yung executive pero kinakailangan sigurong bantayan para po yung paglalatag ng yung project, macro, talagang panglahatan. Yung national impact kitang-kita Hindi yung gagawa ka ng flood control dito, doon. Hindi man magkakaugnay. Walang impact. So pagkatapos papasok ang congressman. Anong congressman ba yung sinasabi mo? Party list o regular? Kasi alam mo yung party list ganito. Napakatagal ko naging party list. Ito, yung sentimiento ko siguro, kargado ang buhay ko dyan Kasi kami, 150, 160 masaya na kami. Kung Toby, di ba? Ito inamin na po ni Secretary Bunoan Regular, 1 billion. 150. Tingnan mo na, doon pa lang
Thank you very much, Senator Marcoleta.
1 minute,
The chair recognizes Congressman Toby Chanco. He wants to...
Iyan ko lang po kasi.
No.
Maglalagay po kami, Senator Ping, halimbawa, naglagay po, kasi nationwide kami. Kailangan po kami magtao po sa distrito dahil kukunin niya yun Kami na nga po naglagay. Halimbawa, kung hindi ko po kaibigan, halimbawa, naglagay po ako sa Malabon. Alam niyo, kasi ang mangyayari po dito, pipiliin ko na lang yung kaibigan ko Kasi po pag hindi ko kakilala, pag naglagay ka, halimbawa, 5 million lang nilagay mo dahil kukunti lang na iaabot mo Kukunin po na regular. Salamat po.
Thank you. Senator Toby Chanco is recognized. Congressman. Sorry.
Naging senador.
Sir,
No, I just want to reply. Siguro hindi naman po lahat ng congressman ay namimili ng district engineer, no? Alam po ni Yusek Bernardo yan sa Nabotas. Kung sino yung next in rank, yun lang po ang napropromote. I have never requested for a district engineer. Alam ni Yusek Bernardo. Kaya yung mga district engineer ko, kung sino yung assistant district engineer, siya po yung napropromote. Can you confirm, Yusek?
Yes po, Mr. Chair. Actually, yung district engineer po ni Kong Toby ay rose from the ranks din doon sa district at nung po naging ADI yun ay nung inirekomenda po namin sa kanya, sabi niya kami na bahala. So, hindi po talaga siya...
Yeah, point well taken.
Hindi, yung
Back to-
ito lang po, yung kay Senator Bam, papakita ko lang po yung isa sa mga ginawang intervention ni Sec Bonoan dahil nag-stricto na sila eh. Yan po, yung date po niyan is April, pakibaba lang po. April 23, 2025. So humingi na siya ng signed municipal city mayor or provincial governor duly authorized through a sanggunian resolution, verified endorsement by the concerned DPWH implementing agency, either district engineer, regional district engineer, o UPMO. So nag-stricto na po sila nung nalaman po yan. Tapos I have one district here that I will make as a sample, yung lacking documents, no? Isa, project concept paper, may nakasulat POW, DUPA, ROA certification, straight line diagram, other agency endorsement, MDC, CDC, PDC, RDC, yan po yung mga lacking documents. ECC, CNC application, POW, DUPA, geotechnical boring results or geotechnical investigation certificate, proof of ownership. Yun, yan po. So ibig sabihin, Senator Bam, after maklear na mukhang legit yung request muna ang legit, no? Vinevet pa mabuti ng DPWH kung legit yung project. Tapos, pag hindi po legit, yan po yung mga comments na lalabas na lacking documents. So, hindi po ibig sabihin na dahil mukhang legit yung request, legit kaagad yung project. So, madami pong ganyan na malalaman na legit yung request, pero hindi pa rin nare-release because kulang yung documents. Yun po, Your Honor.
Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you. Back to
So-
Senator Bram.
2 questions, no? So unang-una,
Sir-
Yusek Bernardo.
Before Congressman Toby leaves, maybe we can be allowed to just raise some questions.
Alright.
But up to yes, just one quick question because Congressman Toby mentioned that he was asked by the president to get the list of proponents from the House.
Yes po.
Because ito naman medyo nice kong matanong dahil sinabi ni Yusek Bernardo as number 23 ng unang niyang salaysay. Sometime in 2024, Yusek Olaivar personally called me for a meeting to discuss about unprogrammed appropriations supposedly from the office of the executive secretary. So, bakit executive secretary unprogrammed? I mean, I assume that's Malacanang. And sino itong Yusek Olaivar? Would you be able to explain? Or perhaps, with the permission of Senator Aquino.
Hindi ko po kilala si Yusek ano pong first name?
Olaivar, Trigive.
Hindi, Yusek, ang kilala ko pong
Tatlong give.
ang kilala ko pong Yusek Trigiv is not from Malacanang. DepEd po yan.
Yes.
Number 2, hindi ko po alam yung 2024 because ang instruction sa akin, hingin lang yung 2025 na insertions. So wala po akong alam tungkol dun sa 2024.
Oh,
So ang alam ko lang po
okay.
is yung 2025 na insertions. Yun lang po alam ko.
Okay, so well, therefore siguro later on pwedeng i-clarify no bakit galing sa executive secretary at pinag-uusapan yung unprogrammed na mukhang kung executive secretary talaga ito, edi alam nung Office of the President, executive secretary na merong unprogrammed appropriations at hiniling daw yung proyekto So maybe we'll have that clarified later when it's
Thank you, Senator Pangilinan. Senator Bam.
You may clarify, the witness may choose to clarify now.
Mr. Chair, unang-una po ay hindi po ako nakausap ng Executive Secretary. Hindi ko po nabanggit lang po ni Trigive na minsan na sa Office of the Executive Secretary pero hindi ko na po na-follow through at wala po akong personal interaction sa Office of the Secretary, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you.
Let us have him invited, Mr. Trigib Olivar, for the next hearing. Thank you.
Noted.
Okay, Yusek, ito yung mga tanong ko, no? So, itong mga proyekto, mahahanap ba to online? Kasi yung pinag-usapan niyo pong solusyon, yung pagbuwag ng DEO going regional, yung isa pong nakikita namin, yung full disclosure, no? At ma-digitize lahat ng mga proyekto para transparent po siya. Ngayon po, kung pupunta ako sa DPWH, anong makikita kong mga proyektong naka-publish? Meron ba? Alam ko yung line item kasi naka-publish yung GAA natin, di ba? So that can be found online. Pero yung laman niya, kung kaninong napunta yung kontrata, yung materyales, lahat yan, is that available online? Is that transparent po?
I'm not very po dun sa detalye. Basta ang alam ko po sa PCMA, kompleto halos po siya including the project engineers, the items of work, yung ganun po mga datos. However, doon po sa mga pictures po at coordinates ng projects, it's in conjunction with the Survey 123. Parang kapatid po nung PCMA yung Survey 123 where the districts or the project engineers encode yung pong mga coordinates po ng proyekto.
So,
Ito po hindi po hindi po ito naka-online yung Survey 123. Ang alam ko po yung PCMA po, yan po yung datos na naka-online. Pero ito pong Survey 123, hindi po siya makikita
okay.
doon po sa sistema.
So one reform could be kailangan yung progress report ilagay rin siya online kasama nung project description.
Pati po pictures saka
Oo.
po doon sa Survey 123, it must be matching and the availability of the pictures must be likewise present doon po sa online
Portal.
online question. Yun
Oo,
po.
kasi si Senator Lacson sa kanyang privilege speech, pinalabas niya yung mga progress report, wala namang progress. In fact, parehong picture yung ginagamit ng start tsaka ng 40% tsaka 70%. Tama ba, Senator Lacson? No? Parang pare-parehas lang.
That's correct. In relation to that, gusto ko lang tanungin, yung bang Bulacan First District Engineering Office, ito ba ay isolated case o reflection ng karamihan ng mga district engineering offices based on your previous position na hawak niyo yung Luzon except 1, 2, and CAR?
Mr. Chair, sa tunay pong aking assessment ay ito po ay isa talagang sa Ghost Project, it's an isolated case. Kasi po kamukha po ng 4B, I've been following although I was retired. I've been following po yung mga nangyayari diyan which yung mga tao po namin dati diyan ay tinatanong ko din at talaga pong existing, Mr. Chair, yung mga proyekto. Hindi nga lang po nagmamatch doon po sa nakapost po sa survey ni Pangulo. So yun po yung dapat po siguro a more detailed inspection and a more detailed kamukha po nung ginawang pag-imbestiga ng DPWH, kung makikita niyo po ang pagkakaalam ko doon po sa audit team na nagpunta doon, wala pong nakitang iba pang ghost projects although there were substandards.
Correction, Sec. Sa Oriental Mindoro, katakot-takot din ang ghost doon. Kasama sa case studies namin yon.
Sorry po, Mr. Chair, but sa akin pong report na nakuha doon sa sinasabi ng regional director, kamukha po ng projects being implemented by the region, sinasabi po nila talaga na kung iisa-isahin po yung proyekto. Kasi po nung kahit po ako'y wala na sa serbisyo, sinabi ko po sa kanila yan eh. Sabi ko, igawa niyo ng parang master plan ng isang river channel. Complete with the pictures, with the coordinates. Yung pong kada proyekto, i-describe nila para makita nila talaga kung talagang existing or not. Yun po yung ibase po nila sa lahat ng datos na nakikita nila. We have seen po, may sinasabi po sila na it's, let's say, mga 600 meters away from the MYPS data, yung pong mismong PCMA data na Survey 123. So yun po yung issue po nila na sana po, kung talaga po makikitang ganun, ay wala naman po akong magagawa. Pero kanila po, ay nilalaban po nila. Sabi ko sa kanila, you must make a presentation about the existing projects. to come up with the existing presentations in a detailed manner na kung gaano talaga yung mga na-implement nyo through the years. Pakita nyo. Iilagay nyo sa papeles. So,
Thank
yun po
you.
yung Mr.
Back
Chair.
Thank
to
you.
Senator Bam.
Okay, last question ko, Yusek. So, we agree na may ghost project sa Bulacan. No, yes, di ba?
Opo, opo.
Okay, pakidetalye nga. Ito rin yung tanong ko kay Secretary Bonoan nung secretary pa siya. No, first hearing po natin. Sino at anong ahensya yung kailangan kakuntsaba para magkaroon ng ghost project? Kasi billion-billion po yan over X number of months. Idetalye po ninyo is it from the project manager, engineer, hanggang saan po yan sa central office yung kailangan pong magkakuntsaba para may magawa kang ghost project po ngayon?
Mr. Chair, allow me to answer po yung ganun. Kanina po, earlier, I mentioned about the authority of the district, which is 150 million. So, kung mapapansin nyo po, yung mga ghost projects na nakita sa Bulacan, I think, are all 150 and below. So, ganito po yun. Ang isang proyekto po na being handled by the district are being prepared. The program of works are being prepared by the district. Sila po yung nagpe-prepare ng program of works, detailed estimates. At the same time, they are the ones bidding the project once completed na po yung mga datos na yon. Pag po ibinid po nila, sa kanila lang din po tumatakbo yung award. Sila lang din po ito. And then after award po, sila rin po yung nagbibigay ng notice to proceed. District engineer din po. And then after po nung notice to proceed, sila rin po yung nag-i-implement. Sila rin lang po, umiikot lang po sa district lahat yan. Hindi po kumbaga may monitoring system po, but definitely, hindi po mamomonitor talaga kahit nga po QA yun na nasabi ko kanina, kahit po sinong ang project po ng DPWH ngayon sa, let's say sa alam ko 20,000 proyekto. So, we are undermanned when it comes to the central office. So, ang mangyayari po, pag po binid ng district, in-award, in-implement, may inspectorate team po yan. Sila rin po ang kukolekta. Ang dokumento po, sila na lang po pumipirma.
Yusek, pakidetalya. Kunyari, anong posisyon? Yung DE, yung ADE, yung project engineer, yung contractor, yung monitoring. Sino pa ba? Tama ba tong sinabi ko? May kulang pa ba? Sino yung kailangan nag-connive or nagkaroon ng conspiracy para magkaroon ng isang ghost project? Kasi, isipin nyo, ganun kalaking proyekto, ganun ilang buwan dapat yan, ilang tao yung nagpikit mata para magkaroon ng ghost project na completed at bayad na?
Sa ibaba po, Mr. Chair, ang ibaba po niyaan are being handled by the project inspectors.
So may project inspector pa po yan?
Meron po yan.
Okay.
Yung pong project inspector and then the project engineer, they maintain logbook. May logbook po yan.
So may
Everyday
fake na yung logbook nila?
everyday activities. At the same time, yung project engineers po na yon, meron po siyang materials engineer ng district.
So materials engineer,
Meron po
project
yung materials
engineer.
engineer, project engineer. May materials testing laboratory po yan. Pagka po,
Iba pa yun.
meron po yan dahil na under po ng testing engineer, kumukuha po ng samples doon sa project.
Iba po yung materials engineer sa testing engineer. Iba pa yun.
Ay halos iisa rin
Isang
po
tao lang yun,
Meron po
okay.
siyang tao sa field, pero yung pong pinaka-happy po ng isang district is the chief of section po ng materials engineer. Siya po yon. Ngayon, materials engineer, project engineer, pagka po kukolekta ang isang kontratista, pipirmahan po nung project inspector, pipirmahan po ng materials engineer, pipirmahan po ng project engineer, tapos po, magkakaroon po ng inspectorate sa final payment. Meron pong inspectorate team ang district, consist of, dapat po mga chief of sections ito. Usually, 4 po yung chief of
So,
section.
Chief of section, kailangan kasama rin sila dito.
Sama po dun sa mga pumipirma ng usually po nung panahon ko po na ako isang isang assistant section chief, we were the heads of the inspectorate team. However, ang ko po ngayon, the normal practice will be the chief of sections po, sila po yung mga inspectorate team.
Mhm.
Sila po yung bago po kumolekta ng 100%, sila po yung pumipirma lahat dito.
Okay, so pagdating po sa central, meron po ba yung kailangan kasama sa central office para magkaroon ng ghost project?
Wala pong yung
Wala.
binanggit ko po kanina, the district has maintained its autonomy
Mhm.
with regards to projects 150 million and below. O kaya po yung project na in-implement nila, sila lang po within themselves.
Okay. What about other agencies, Yusek? May mga ibang ahensya bang kailangang kasama rin para magkaroon ng ghost project?
Ang pinag-aano ko po dito is that there is a resident auditor for every district.
So, COA po yan.
COA po yun. At sometimes, if it's necessary, meron pong technical audit specialist yan na nag-inspection po randomly, At saka po by documentation, meron po dapat tumitingin sa COA dyan. Kasi nga po I understand that in the case of Bulacan, merong ilang araw lamang kinukolekta na, which is very impossible for a project to be implemented in just a few days. Parang pipirmahan na kagad yung koleksyon.
Mr. Chairman, just very, with the permission of Senator Bam, Yusek
Anak.
Bernardo, this is all good. Gandang pakinggan. Pero sa totoo lang, kung kayo mismo bilang Yusek, kumukubra at ginagawang negosyo, paano nyo babantayan? At bakit nyo babantayan yung mga nasa baba? Hindi ba? Pasensya na. Siguro kung tinututukan ninyo yung trabaho ninyo at hindi itong nakikipagnegosyo sa iba pang mga kasangkot sa sindikato, baka hindi na mangyayari yung mga nangyayari sa district level. Whether it's 150, whether it's 200, whether it's 250, if you're doing your job and not trying to, and not making money out of it, di ba? Ba't ka magtataka pa na ginagawa ng mga nasa baba? Sorry, but I just have to put that on record.
Thank you. Let me yield to Senator De La Rosa. Go ahead.
So, this is my time.
Yes, Senator De La Rosa.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, before I ask questions, I just would like to make a motion dahil merong official statement si Governor Hubahib ng Davao del Norte alleging a certain Deputy Secretary General ng House of Representatives Soponyas Punyong Gabunada is very much into corruption. Yung details, napakaraming dinitalye niya. I would like to move for the invitation of this Deputy Secgen Soponyas Punyong Gabunada, allegedly the bagman of the Speaker of the House, according to Davao Norte Governor Hubahib, to be invited in the next hearing.
Committee
Chair.
Secretary, take note.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator De La Rosa, I have just one quick question for Yusek Bernardo.
Go ahead, Mr. Chair. Go ahead.
Yusek, sabi po kahapon nila Bryce na halos lahat po ng proyekto sa Bulacan ay substandard dahil nga po dun sa mga commitment. Can you say the same sa mga regions po sa buong Pilipinas na substandard ang mga proyekto ng DPWH para maibigay ang commitment sa mga proponent o mga mambabatas?
Hindi po ako maniniwala na lahat po ng proyekto ay substandard kasi siguro po ang una pong nangyayari na substandard ay ang mga proyekto na kamukha po ng flood control kasi ang substandard po na ginagawa dyan minsan ay yung pong mga pangilalim na mga pilote o yung mga nasa ilalim po ng materyales na hindi na po na-expose sa mata ng mga tumitingin. So yun po yung nakikita ko na kwan. While we implement not only flood control projects, we implement likewise yung mga roads po and buildings, bridges, yan po. Madalang po, ako po sa tingin ko po, hindi po nagiging substandard po ang itong mga proyektong kamukha nito. Ang malaking lamang po sa mga proyekto na magkakaroon ng pwedeng lagyan ng substandard, ito pong mga ano po na ito, yung ito mga flood control projects. While there may have been substandard po na proyekto, baka po yung iba, yun nga po, hindi sinusunod yung specs. But sometimes, we are encountering problems in the design. Hindi po natatama yung design doon po sa requirement nung proyekto. Maaari pong ganun, Mr. Chair. Yun lang po yung akin. Pero yung to claim po na all projects are substandard, parang hindi naman po dapat ganun ang sabihin nila. Kasi unang-una po, if we can see the records of Bulacan First, there was a time when it was, I think, in the audit exit of
Mr. Chair,
2023.
mukhang masyado mahaba yung sagot ng ating resource
Hindi,
person.
thank you. Thank you, Yusek Bernardo. It's your turn, Senator De La Rosa.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I would like to ask Master Sergeant Orly Gutesa, Philippine Navy Marines. Meron kang nabanggit kanina na nag-deliver ka ng pera doon sa Aguado or Aguada, Malacanang.
Aguado, Your Honor.
Aguado. When you say Aguado, kalsada ito sa Malacanang?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sinong dinalhan nyo ng pera doon sa Malacanang?
Allegedly, bahay din ni Speaker, Your Honor.
Bahay ni Speaker sa Aguado, Malacanang.
Yes, Your Honor.
So papunta ito kay Speaker.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Kay Yusek, yeah, go ahead.
Paki-describe mo nga ano ba yung lugar doon. Kasi ako pumupunta rin ako ng Malacanang eh. Ano yung bahay ba yun? Building?
Yung sa Aguado, Your Honor, is harap ng gate 4 ng Malacanang. Yung
Maraming gate ang Malacanang. Anong gate?
gate 4, harap ng gate 4 siya, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sergeant. Yusek Bernardo, sinabi mo kanina, after nung nag-usap kayo ni Yusek Ulaybar, paragraph 23, sometime 2024, Yusek Ulaybar personally called me for a meeting to discuss about unprogrammed appropriation, supposedly for the office of the Executive Secretary. In the said meeting, he requested me to submit a list of projects. Ngayon sino ba ito Executive Secretary na sinasabi mo?
Mr. Chair, ang nabanggit lang po niya Executive Secretary pero actually wala naman po siyang sinabi kung sinong Executive Secretary.
Ilan bang Executive Secretary ng Pilipinas?
Ang alam ko po nung during that time was Bersamin. Yun po.
Sino?
Bersamin po, Bersamin.
Executive Secretary Bersamin. Then after that, sabi mo, wala ka naman hindi mo na alam kung ano nangyari, pero meron ka pa rin succeeding declaration dito na nagsabi ka na paragraph 26, thereafter, DPWH received a special allotment release order, SARO, for 2.85 billion for the projects listed in Annex B. Ito ba yung Annex B na listahan na sinabmit ni Engineer Alcantara?
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
So ito yung supposedly na projects for the Executive Secretary?
Yun po ang sabi ni Ulaybar.
Ulaybar. So I think, Mr. Chair, we have to invite certain Ulaybar the next hearing.
They already did, Senator Bato De La Rosa.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
With the indulgence of Senator De La Rosa, I think Secretary Remulla, with Senator Bato De La Rosa, I think Secretary Remulla is asking to be excused. If no member seeks to ask any more questions, maybe we can allow him to go because he has other matters to attend to.
I will take advantage of the Secretary's presence. Secretary, while you were away,
Didak mo na sa time ko, ha?
there was another witness who was presented before this meeting, and he is sitting on your right side. His name is Mr. Orly. Ano yung apelyido?
Gutesa.
Gutesa. And he was armed by a sworn statement which he read before us, subject of some interpellations, as you might have heard. In his affidavit, I think in the last paragraph of his affidavit, he was sort of asking also that he be considered under the witness protection program. considering the seriousness of his allegations and the persons so named in his sworn statement. And in connection with that, Mr. Chair, I would probably propose that the same measures or actions that you did in the earlier presentations and sworn statements by other witnesses be accorded to the same witness. I would probably add more, Mr. Chair, if we can, through the Blue Ribbon Committee, if this witness, Orly Gutesa, be given protective custody by the Senate through the Blue Ribbon Committee. And after that, this committee will probably recommend to AMLA for the initiation of the necessary process to the freezing of assets of the subject mentioned by this witness through his sworn affidavit. So, Mr. Secretary, that is all that I would like to put on record and to keep you informed of what happened really when you were away. Thank you, Mr.
Senator
Chair.
Marcoleta, we submit to the discretion of the Secretary of the DOJ.
I monitored the testimony of the sergeant. And since he did not participate in any crime, he can be admitted to the Witness Protection Program,
Thank you.
even as a state witness.
Thank
It's
you.
not a problem, sir.
Thank you.
If it's not part of the crime, then it's easier for us.
Yes,
To,
I
the
think,
evaluation stage can be cut shorter, sir.
yes, I believe that will fall under Section 3 of the Republic Act 68,
Yes, sir.
6981. Thank you, Mr. Secretary.